For all of you who have asked me a zillion times, have I ever stopped to think about the emotional impact I had on my mother when I went no contact? And I've been no contact for over 30 years. I've been thinking about that lately. And you know what I realized? And I think this is what gave me the strength to go no contact, is that I stopped considering her emotions and started to focus on mine. And going no contact gave me the space to feel for me instead of adapting myself to protect her feelings. Put a hand up in the comment section if this resonates with you. Tell me how you view where you are since you've estranged, or where you feel about your parents' emotion that you walked away from. I'm really curious about this because I've been thinking about it quite a bit. And I'm like, as a child, I was conditioned to take care of my mother's emotions. I was conditioned to be very quiet, to make myself very small, to be very expressionless, so that I wouldn't upset my mother, because upsetting my mother meant that she was going to in some way rage at me. And the rage didn't always show up as, big rage like that. Sometimes it showed up very quietly in her doing something really twisted and hurtful towards me. Rage isn't always something you see in a big way. And I knew, or I believed, I was conditioned to believe that if I displeased her in some way, she was going to hurt me. And the pain my mother caused me, by and large, was emotional. She wasn't a physically abusive person on the whole, especially not in comparison. Yes, she dropped me out of a 2-story window and tried to unalive me. That wasn't out of rage. That was out of greed. It's my understanding from other people who have known me since the day I was born that when my mother dropped me out of the 2-story window, which she covered up, and they suspected that that's what happened, they suspected that she pushed me out the window. And this is something that I found out a little over a decade ago. My mother sued the landlord of the duplex that we lived in for not having screens on the windows. I don't know this to be 100% fact. I got the story secondhand. I do know that it tracks with my mother's track record. My mother has had 6 husbands. 1 was a domestic partner. They lived together. 2 escaped through divorce. 4 died. And there was life insurance, and there were very, very quick cremations. I'm Jewish, we don't cremate. 1 husband died of cancer, and again, that's what I've been told. So I don't know all of the situations. Anywho, going back to, emotions and thinking about how my mother must have felt when I went no contact. And I laugh because I went no contact. I've been trying to do it my whole life. I started running away after she dropped me out of the 2-story window. And at 13, I made it stick, and I ended up being a homeless youth. So essentially, I was no contact from my mother from 13 to 17 until social services sent me back. No questions asked. And during the time that I was a missing child, it only took my mother 9 months to dismantle my room, to give things away that I treasured, to just put a few things in a suitcase, in storage in the garage, things that she knew that I actually wouldn't value, a few things I would value, but mostly things that had very little meaning for me. So she was keeping those things for me. Like, every step with my mother has a slice of venom in it, a dose of venom in it. she loved being the mother of a missing child because she could be a victim. She could be the victim of me. She could be the one like, oh, I wish my daughter was here. And then guess what? Well, when her daughter did appear back on the scene through no willingness of my own, I was in her house for 1 week after all the hoopla died down, all the family was no longer around. There were no witnesses other than my stepfather, who she had physically abused. And I know this because 1, he told me, and 2, I saw the marks that she left on him. And I look back at that even. I was 12 years old. He should not have been telling me that. What he was doing was aligning with me to have a relationship with her daughter against her. Like these situations are so twisted. And this is why kids, I know I'm going off on a tangent, oftentimes see the other parent as being someone that they were close to because the other parent confides in them instead of protecting them. Not that my stepfather could have done very much because he had no rights to me. However, he could have done better than that. And this video is not about him. It's about my mother's emotional needs. So anyway, I'm back for basically a week in her home. This child, her long lost daughter, I'm so glad you're alive. I missed you. I loved you. I love you. You know, that sort of thing. And within a week, she hadn't come out of her bedroom once. Nothing had happened. I didn't see her for anything to happen. And she had my stepfather tell me that this isn't working out and that I needed to be relocated. My grandparents were part owners of some hotels and some properties. So that's how I was at 17 years old relocated. So, you know, yeah, great. They didn't make me homeless. I know someone's going to take a shot at me for that, but you can fuck right off. At the end of the day, I was 17 years old. My mother hadn't seen me in 3 years and she didn't care to see me. She didn't care to heal our relationship. She sabotaged my therapy right after that. It was a whole thing. So when people ask me about, you know, don't I have any feeling for what my mother must have gone through? And the answer is, when I went no contact, I was finally focusing on my own emotions and my own feelings. And it was because I was no longer focusing on hers that I was able to actually start healing.